Well, hey guys, welcome back. Holy crap! Just got done. Just before going to work, I was even saying to the wife, I'm like, I gotta go to work here soon, but I'm like, this game's gonna go to overtime. Well, we'll get into that. Game 2 of the Battle of Florida, the Lightning and the Panthers. Tampa's up already 1-0. And yeah, these two teams, they don't really like each other. And it kind of, it kind of started throughout the first period. They kind of were getting a little chippy with each other. Some good action. Florida looking good till they take a penalty. And at 12:06, Perry scores on the power play with Stamkos and Hedman at 12:06, and that gives the Lightning a 1-0 lead. And it's like one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to spot Tampa a one goal lead. Well, I was gonna say you don't really want to do that, but they did that a couple times against Toronto in the Leafs series, and didn't exactly work out that well for them. But this is the second round, not the first. So, they still, a lot of end-to-end action. Goalies making great saves. And we go into the first intermission. It's 1-0. So, good start. Good start for the Lightning. Second period, a lot of shots. A lot of end-to-end action. Really good saves. Good, great plays. And, throughout the first 15 minutes, there's, some good saves, just, no scoring. Well, and then finally the Panthers, they tie the game. They get on the board. It's Luostarinen from Forsling and Giroux at 18:07. So that ties the game. So it's like, all right, this is good. This is pretty good for the Panthers. They got the tie, and now let's see what they can do. So of course, second period ends. It's 1-1. We start the third period, and some great saves being made. The end-to-end action was great. Bobrovsky made an absolutely gorgeous save on Palat with about I think 3 minutes left. Palat had the whole net to shoot at, and Bobrovsky just he practically did a complete split, reached up and snagged it with his glove. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it's getting down into it's getting down. The Lightning, they had to kill off a penalty within the last, I think, four minutes, and the last about 3 minutes. They took a penalty, so the Panthers are on the power play. Now, of course, the Panthers, them and their power play, they still have not scored a power play goal this entire playoff long. That's somehow or another that needs to change, because they can't. You're not going to advance doing that. It's not gonna. You got to get your power play together somehow. So the Lightning kill that off, and it's looking like in the last, it gets down into the last minute. The puck is down in Tampa's end. We're sitting there, and I'm thinking the whole time, okay, I look at my watch, and I'm like, I got to get to work here soon. But I'm like, I kind of want to stay to the end of this game, but I got a feeling I'm like, this thing's going to overtime, because it gets, you're inside 30 seconds. There's not a lot going on. The puck's in the neutral zone. Well, and then it gets, it's getting down, down to 20 seconds and down to 15. Then it gets down to about 10. And Kucherov comes right in the zone, he goes. I think he passed. He passed. He brought it in. He passed it to Palat. Palat then banks it off the boards, fires it behind the net, where Kucherov goes and gets it. Now, two guys for the Florida Panthers. It was Forsling and Uyghur, I think it was. For whatever reason, Forsling I could see going there. Uyghur, why he went there, I have no idea. But he went behind the net, leaving Ross Colton all by himself, where Kucherov finds him, throws the pass to him, and Colton buries it with 3.8 seconds left to give the Lightning a 2-1 lead from Kucherov and Palat. That's his fifth of the postseason. At 1956 is the official time, but if you look at it, it's basically 19 minutes, 56.2 seconds, because there was 3.8 seconds left on the clock. And Tampa Bay, and they're up 2-0. They take the first two in Sunrise. So now they are up 2-0, going back home to Tampa. This is why they're the two-time reigning and defending champions. They are just so good. And I mean, they were losing in the shot department a good majority of the game. The shots ended up favoring the Panthers. It was 10-6 Florida in the first, 16-12 Florida in the second, and 10-9 Florida in the third. So they were in the lead for the entire game, every period in shots. For a grand total, Florida had 36 shots. The Lightning had 27. But the Lightning found the right time to get that second goal, and it just goes to show. When there's still time left on the clock, you've got to play till the buzzer, because it's looking like it's going to overtime. There's 10 seconds. It's 8 seconds. I mean, it's literally 10 seconds when the puck finally comes into the zone. There's only 10 seconds left. You're thinking, all right, there's only 10 seconds left. This is going to overtime. Well, then Palat sends the puck back around the net, and Kucherov finding Colton wide open. And yeah, I mean, even on the replay, you could the announcers are like, what was Uyghur thinking? He's just, I mean, it goes to show though, just how good of a skilled player that Kucherov is, that basically you're sending a second guy in there. You're sacrificing, leaving one guy wide open to get to Kucherov. Well, by the time you get to Kucherov, the puck's already gone and Colton's buried it in the top corner. And yeah, I'm thinking the whole time, like, this game's going to overtime. Well, Ross Colton's had other plans. So, just insane. The power play, Tampa went 1 for 3 on the power play. Florida went 0 for 4. Another 0 for on the power play for Florida. They've got to change that. They have to find a way to change that. They have not scored a power play goal at any point in this playoff. It's one reason why they're currently down 0-2. Saves, Bobrovsky stopped 25 of 27, and Vasilevsky, who kind of had a rough first round. He kind of had a rough first round. Wasn't the Vasilevsky that we've all seen. It looks like he's growing into he's getting back his Conn Smythe Trophy winning play, because he stopped 36 of 37, and he's looking like the reigning Conn Smythe Trophy winner. The 3 stars: Colton, obviously Colton number 1, Vasilevsky number 2, Bobrovsky number 3, as according to the NHL app. It's interesting. They got that up there pretty quick. There's some games where the NHL app doesn't get the 3 stars up for 2 hours after the game. So it's, it's kind of weird how that works sometimes. But yeah. So Tampa is now up 2-0 going back home. The Panthers, I mean, that's got to be a gut shot. I mean, just a punch to the gut. It's looking like they're going to overtime. Okay, we'll set something up. We'll come out and give them hell in overtime. You left too much time on the clock for Nikita Kucherov to work his magic behind the net, because that's exactly what he did. So Florida's up 2-0. And what did you guys think of the game? I thought it was, especially in that third period, it was fantastic. And yeah, how many of you guys were thinking it was going to overtime? I know I did. I'm like, it's going to overtime. And well, then it didn't. So how many of you guys thought it was going to go to overtime? Were a lot of you guys in the same boat that I was, thinking it was going to overtime? And do you guys think, is the series basically over? Can you see the Panthers finding some way to win 4 of 5 from the defending 2-time champs? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. And yeah, that will do it for this one. I will, when I come home from work, I will do the review of the St. Louis and Colorado game. And that hopefully should be a pretty good one too. So I thank you guys for being here. If you're new and you like the content, hit like and subscribe. That subscribe button down there in the corner. I greatly appreciate all the support. And yeah. So another crazy Battle of Florida. A little different than the Battle of Alberta, but still ends up being a fun game. And yeah, the Lightning now are up 2-0. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Like I said, if you're new and you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there. I greatly appreciate every fan, every hockey nut that comes in, and yeah, hopefully you guys like the stuff, and I will I'll talk to you guys again soon.